Okay, let's hit each of these. Holistic impact, the alignment itself, as I was mentioning. Once they're under the same leader, the same budget, the same goals, you suddenly get a lot of momentum going after the exact same target. That is, we want to increase the amount of transactions per watt that we can do. We want to lower the watts and increase those transactions. And that translates into the cost per transaction, or the cost per watt. We want to lower the cost to do our business, because we report up through the CTO. That means we're on the revenue side of the business. This is the engine underneath, the foundation that allows us to go back and take advantage or grab all of that market share. If we don't have that, we can't rapidly grab any of it. So a holistic system approach to this. We established a supply chain last year. We'd never had this much demand. We had to get our arms around that, so we finally got ourselves forecasting from tech refresh to the new demand, et cetera. So we built that new group under my team. And that's really starting to pay off. We know what's happening for the next 12 to 18 months, and we can plan for it, prep everything up for it. And it does cut the delivery from months to minutes when you think about it. If you know what you're supposed to be purchasing, you can get it in place in time. You have time to do it, price it out, make sure the efficiency's there, and then you can start to use the real cloud capabilities to provision very quickly for whatever application you need. It cut our operating and capital expenses in half for the project we did in Arizona. That's significant. Capital investment, 50% less, and then the operating expense, the actual result every year is 50% less than what we did before. That's significant. That's margin for us. So the next one is the design driver, PUE. Design, construct, operations teams were all at the kickoff meeting. So I'm talking about the guys that were supposed to actually engineer and architect it, to the ones that were going to construct it, build it, and then the ones that had to literally run it. They get the keys and they have to run it. When they're all at the table, those mixed experiences come back to a really good solution. And you avoid a lot of those conflicts and challenges that you'd have usually in projects like that. And of course, the guarantee I was talking about of making sure they're going to reach the 1.2 PUE. The other one was free cooling year-round in Arizona. A lot of people told me that we were kind of crazy to do that. But my belief in this is, you have a data center in a place, you invested a lot of money, and it's very difficult to get out of that place. You need to solve the problems in your own backyard. And that was, we should be able to achieve free cooling year-round in a place like Arizona. That just means the facilities and IT providers need to be aligned on how we can solve that problem. Air and water cooling capacity for every container. I believe there is a ceiling with air. I've said this for many years. I hate air. I hate the fact that we have to use air to cool equipment. It just makes no sense to me. Thank you. So why can't we get to the point where we're using a very efficient medium, a liquid type medium? Mainframes were cooled that way at the beginning, and we've suddenly gone back the other direction. We put our money where our mouth was and invested in the ability to do air and liquid at every rack location and every container position in this data center. I spent $500,000 in capex. Over a 30-year depreciation, that's peanuts, to have that capability. Why not?